Welcome back to the Family Focus. My name is Derek, and as always, I'm here with Jason, and we have two very special guests joining us. We have Hogdale and Ed Hand. We're very excited to have you guys on. Ed, we had you on a long time ago. You were our first guest on the show, if I remember correctly.
I didn't realize I was your first guest.
I'm pretty sure you were.
I think it was.
It was a long time ago. We are very happy to have you back, and we're also extremely excited to have Hogdale on the show. So I kind of want to just give the floor to you guys, whichever one you guys want to go first. How are you doing?
I just want to say that I didn't realize that your names were Derek and Jason. I've been calling you French Fry and Meatball for the last, 2 years. This is the French Fry and Meatball show.
I mean, hey, whatever works, I guess.
I just love, Ed, sometimes, me and him will just come up with the running bits. He's got his meatball thing. My favorite running bit with him is, he's just the Noah Song prospect update guy. And, there's nothing else that, there's no other purpose that Ed has in his entire life. That's why, Tyler the other day, Tyler Milligan on Twitter is I haven't heard about Noah Song in a while. And it was just I was just buddy, have I got the guy for you?
What's funny?
That's the thing. It's he's not doing anything. He's doing the same amount of shit that he was doing when he was with the Air Force. He hasn't pitched. There's nothing to update you on.
No, dude. It's just.
What's the injury update?
It's Tommy John, man. It's gonna be a year.
It's the probably he knows.
He's probably gonna.
Do you know if he's gonna be a starter or a reliever? Do you know if he's going to be a starter or a reliever, Ed?
I don't know. I think they want him to be a starter.
Or is he going to switch to playing shortstop?
He's not going to play shortstop, I'll tell you that. He's not a shortstop, dude.
Is he still surrounded by the seamen?
The seamen? Oh, no, he was with the... I thought he was with the Air Force, not the Navy.
Nah, they're on boats sometimes. Aircraft carriers. You ever heard of them?
Enough.
Dumbass.
Air carriers, sea carriers, close enough.
Same shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I don't know if Tyler was aware of my running bit, but if he wasn't, it makes it even better because that made my life so much better for about 10 minutes.
You're such a sweetie.
I love that guy.
Well, we're flattered to have both of you on.
Yes,
we're happy to be here.
We out here.
Yeah, so it was episode 3 actually that we had you on, Ed. It was actually episode 3. We're now on episode 45, so. It's been a little bit, but we are. Yeah.
Honestly, making it to 100 episodes is crazy for anybody to get. You're almost halfway there.
Yeah, exactly. I was really thinking about we're not even a year in and we're already at episode almost at 50. We do want to kind of talk about some stuff. I feel like we should just kind of start with the big stuff, and I guess it's Nolan Arenado. I mean, it seems like it's the hot topic and is been the hot topic and will be the hot topic until literally anything happens. I'll go to you, Hogdale. How do you feel about just the rumors in general about Nolan Arenado, and how do you feel about him if he were to be hypothetically traded to the Red Sox?
I mean, it all depends. Because the Nolan Arenado, us trading for him in a vacuum of we get him on the team and you don't subtract Casas, I think that does genuinely make the team better. You'd be putting Nolan at third, you move Rafi to DH, Tristan Casas stays at first. Stop fucking trying to trade him. He's been hypothetically traded 800,000 times in these rumors. And the Casas quotes came out today where he's well, the people in the front office keep telling me it's a bunch of garbage. So it makes you wonder who's leaking this. I'll let people come to their own fucking conclusions about that. To me, it seems fairly obvious, but whatever. But Arenado, he's a good player. I'd like him on this team. The idea that you'd ship him here and then you'd ship Casas in the same trade to St. Louis is asinine. You make the team worse. The team is objectively worse. If you're caring about lineup balance, Casas is a better hitter against left-handed pitching than Nolan Arenado. His OPS was 50 points better this year against left-handed pitching, and it was 100 points higher the last year. So if you're trying to do lineup balance, it's a complete fucking farce. It's dumb. And all of a sudden, if you have Nolan and no Casas, Rafi's your only guy with any kind of power threat. Everyone else on the team has water pistol power. Okay, Duran can contribute 20 home runs a season. It's a dumb trade. In the situation where you just get Arenado though, and you don't be an insane idiot and trade Casas, then it's a net positive for the team.
I just don't understand why you would consider Arenado when Alex Bregman a significantly better fit who is on free agent. He's a free agent and he's right there. He wants to play for you. he's willing to play second base, so you don't have to move Raffy off and risk offending him or minimizing his value or whatever. He's a leader. He's a guy who's been there and has won. Has it been 1 or 2 World Series with the Astros?
2.
Yeah, he's got 2 rings. And he's 30, 31. He's not 38. Like, he's like Justin Turner, but younger and better. So, like, why would you not want that there? You can play him. If you want to move Raffy off the position, if he gets shot through the arm again and needs to DH, you can play him at third base. Like, dude makes a ton of contact. He's a guy who'll hit home runs at Fenway. He never strikes out. Like, that's something that they need. Just, I don't know why. I don't know why you wouldn't just sign Bregman.
And Yankee fans already hate him, so perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's good. That's fun.
Kill
Just
2 birds
stupid.
with 1 stone. Exactly.
So here's the real question: the Red Sox haven't given out number 2 yet.
What do you mean they haven't given out number 2 yet?
Like the actual number, number 2.
The actual number.
Yeah.
Nobody has. I'm not saying they're getting Bregman. I'm just saying that, like, I thought Rafaela might have been the one to take 2. He took 3. I mean, maybe he just likes 3 more than 2. I don't know, but I'm just like, maybe they are waiting on Bregman, right? Who knows?
I mean, to be honest, like, if Bregman was going to sign with another team, the argument can be made that he would have done it by now. I'm like 95% positive a 7-year deal from the Tigers has already, been offered to him, but he hasn't taken it yet because he's probably sitting there like, I don't want to go play for the shitty ass fucking Detroit Tigers in Comerica Park and, end my career in basic irrelevance, especially because of, how annoying that ballpark is to hit him. His numbers are going to fall off a cliff after 2 years. And, like, he wants to come to Boston. He wants to come here. It's just a matter of the Red Sox either coming close to matching his offer. I mean, like, I'm not scared at all of offering him 5 years of high AAV. I know he's probably sitting at 7. Is it really that much of a stretch to just, compromise and give him 6? Like, is that such a disaster to just give him 6 years? Or even just 5 years and an option of some kind? It's insane to me he hasn't already been signed. He immediately turns this team into one of the 2 best teams in the American League. Because the Red Sox, as currently constructed, as opposed to what every fucking doomer loser on Red Sox Twitter has to say, this team right now is a playoff team. What's frustrating is with proper investment, they're a World Series contender in the American League.
Exactly. No, I think you said it right. Like, if he wanted to be in Detroit or Toronto or whatever team, he would already be on. He'd already be signed. It'd be done. He'd be off the board. The fact that the Red Sox probably don't have an offer, honestly. I feel like, unless it's like, 3 years. But yeah, like we hear he wants 7 years. And, like, common ground is 6, like Hogdale just said. I mean, I don't know what's going on in negotiations or anything, but, like, you got to imagine that the Red Sox are they're gonna have to make an offer, and he's gonna have to take something. It's just a matter of, is another team gonna swoop in and give him an offer that he cannot refuse? And at what point are we gonna be in, like, I do not think, because he's 31, will be 32. Is this age 31 or age 32?
I think 31.
Season?
I don't think it's a 32 just yet.
Yeah, but, like, at what point is he just going to take a stupid 1-year deal? I don't think that's going to happen.
31 March 30th.
Yeah, so he's
So
going
not
to
even
31
31.
season.
Yeah.
Age 31 season, yes.
Yeah.
You go... If you get, there's no, I don't think there's a world where he gets a 1-year deal somewhere,
No.
or like, those 3, like what Correa got his first year in Minnesota, where it's like high AAV, like 33 million
I
AAV.
have an idea.
One
1 year,
God.
50 million. Just chuck it, and then the next few years can be like, and then like a team option for like 2 for like 60.
Yes,
And
defer
just
half
say-
of it. Yes.
Yeah, do that. Can we make that a thing? Just no long-term commitment. Here's your 50 million for 1 year. If you want to go be a free agent after, go ahead. Go
Dude, like,
sign
I
a
do-
6-year deal next year.
I do 5 years, 150 million in my sleep, and
Yeah.
like for a
Oh, yeah.
6-year deal, I do like 175. Like I'm not scared of that kind of deal. And like if you're scared of like him being terrible in the back half of that deal, front load the actual money, like in terms of actual dollars paid, front load that. So on the back half, he's not making any actual money, and then like the luxury tax money is the same, but like actual dollars is minimal. So then you can move him onto a shit team. Like it's this should not be that difficult. Bregman makes too much sense to be a Boston Red Sox for him to go to any other team. Like at Toronto, no one wants to take Toronto's money. They just barely got Jeff Hoffman to fucking
That's only
take their
because
money, finally.
he's damaged goods.
Yeah, literally. Like the Orioles looked at his meds and was like, "Oh, his shoulder's fucked. Okay, no thank you. Bye." Like,
well, also too, like you bring up the Toronto thing. Like for me with Toronto, I'm like, dude, Toronto, like look at they kind of suck. Like let's be honest here too.
They're terrible.
Like it's like, oh, they have Vladdy Bobichette. I do not think he's gonna be nearly as bad as he was last year if he's healthy. But like, and I love Dalton for our show. There's the injury concern whether when he'll be ready to play. But like so there's some guys on the team I really like. But like outside, who do they have? Like George Springer's 35. Like
yeah.
Their
Alejandro
backup catcher
Kirk,
per
is,
Fangraphs is Tyler Heineman.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Hey, I know him.
I mean, no, he's the only other catcher on their 40-man outside of Alejandro Kirk. Like it's.
I don't think you know what. Like we could shit on the Blue Jays for a lot of things. We employ Connor Wong as our starting catcher. I'm sorry, we can't shit on the guys with other catchers.
No, I'm not crapping on Alejandro Kirk, but he's arguably
The Smurf.
But he's arguably their third best
Smurf.
position player.
Took a second for my brain to process.
He's like a sentient refrigerator. He's got the same build as Daniel Vogelbach, except for he's a catcher.
Yeah.
All I get every time I see Blue Jays players, like the fucking hamburger helper squad, it's just I just think of Jared Krabbe saying, "Look at this fat piece of shit," because it's just
Derek, you should tell him what you told me the other day
about what? Wait, what was it? Dog, I have a horrific memory.
Alek Manoah.
Oh, biggest loser
wait,
in all sports.
What was it? What did I say?
You said Alek Manoah (parentheses Hawaiian rule). I can't. You want to fill in?
No, wait. I forgot what I said. You have to say it.
You said Alek Manoah Hawaiian rolls on the injured list.
Hawaiian rule. Listen, no one's arguing that the Blue Jays combined team BMI is not, dead last in the league. We all know this. This is just an objective fact. It's a quote, Scott Steiner. He's fat.
Yes. What's the Steiner math on the Blue Jays' odds of making the playoffs? Negative 43 and 1/3% chance of making the playoffs.
They're in a bad way. That team fucking reeks, and Vlad does not want to be there. He wants to get the fuck out of there.
Oh my god. Here's the thing I brought up the other day with Jay. I was just spitballing out of nowhere, but can we just trade for Vlad and just and then just give him a bunch of money, and then that solves everyone's issue. I'm not saying the Blue Jays would be stupid to trade him to the Red Sox, but can we just
am I the only person that wants to just see Tristan Cassis play in Boston and see what he can do here? Am I the only person who just wants to see what this guy can do?
There's a DH spot.
He needs to be a first baseman. Don't insult him.
Vladdy
the DH spot is for everybody.
Vladdy can DH.
Yeah,
Vladdy can DH.
Vladdy's not going to DH. Don't insult him either.
Vladdy and Raffy can rotate through the DH spot.
Vladdy is actually our everyday third baseman. Raffy can go DH. There we go. That's the happy medium. They said he was going to play third base this year.
Vladdy's going to play left field because Yoshida has to DH.
Oh god. I mean, Yoshida is just the fact that the thing that holding them getting Bregman right now is oh well, they don't want to move Raffy to DH because we have Masataka Yoshida. It's the biggest. It's such a joke, man. Give me a fucking break. I keep bringing up the point that in the year 2012, the Red Sox moved $200 million of salary in one offseason, and yet it's fucking mystifying as to how they can move $18 million a year of Masataka Yoshida. Someone get fucking creative. None of you, do we need to introduce some DMT? Do we need to induce some out-of-the-box thinking here? Because clearly what's going on is just not fucking it.
No, I don't. Here's my thing.
Wait,
though, too. They're saying.
I don't want to. You know what? I'll get to it after this. Just tell me to get to it after. I want your thought first.
They're saying too. The chorus said today Yoshida. They want to play him in the outfield. Here's my.
I don't
question.
believe you.
I don't believe it. But if they want to stick Yoshida in left field, Duran's gonna play center. What the heck happens to Rafaela? You already have 50-second basemen who they don't seem confident in. Because
I've been saying the same thing about saying get ready to learn Ben Zobrist, buddy. You're not.
Which I'm not against, but I took Ben Zobrist in the 2010s draft on the Pesky report.
I like Rafaela, and I think it was we have Lou Merloni on. and he was talking about him. It's like, oh, well, don't you think Rafael has extremely high ceiling, and like, don't you think that he has to play like to reach that ceiling? And I'm like, it's fair to say that Rafaela does have a high ceiling, but like Roman Anthony's right there. Like you're not blocking Roman Anthony for saying on Rafaela. It's just that's a
also
ridiculous
Christian
statement.
Campbell can move all over
Him
the place too. Like, and Marcelo Meyer's like gonna be playing shortstop hopefully in like a couple of months in the big leagues, like a couple months after the start of the season hopefully. So like,
and what do you do with Trevor Story then? I'm not replacing his defense with Myers.
Play him
He's
at
gonna get
second
hurt.
base. Yeah,
Okay, but what if he doesn't get hurt? What if he doesn't get hurt though?
Play him at second base then.
Someone else. There are always
Even
injuries. Even if it's not him, someone else will get hurt.
Fuck it, stick him in center.
Than
I don't
Meyer.
care.
No,
If Trey Turner can do it, he can do it.
Or if the DH spot is open, you could do the Bogarts thing where like Meyer starts at third and then slides over to short. Like they could do that. But then
didn't they say he was going to get a lot of reps at third and second too, along with shortstop?
Yeah, they're obsessed with versatility.
They did.
Like it adds up. I'm a little annoyed by it, but like I get it. Like, because as long as you have Trevor Story rostered on this team, you want to play him at shortstop where he can get you the most defensive value. And again, that's completely fair. Like Trevor Story is a unbelievable defensive shortstop. When he got hurt, like at the beginning of the season, like it was the visible downgrade from the eye test defensively. Like it was like like 9/11 2.0, but for the Red Sox infield. Like it was a bad man. Like
Too soon.
Hold on. If Trevor Story doesn't get hurt, the Red Sox are a playoff team.
Yes, that's a true statement. That is an objectively true statement. David Hamilton single-handedly lost them 6 games at shortstop over the span of like 2 weeks. I remember calling those games. He might be. He's going to play outfield this year too, and like good for David Hamilton.
Yeah.
Good for him. I mean,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I don't know what. Here's the other thing too. Don't like Vaughn Grissom's still there too. Like,
who?
And, like that guy's still chilling around. Hey, he's a really nice guy. Okay.
I feel like being a nice guy makes him worse at baseball. I want him to be a total asshole. Then he'd be a much better player.
Well, no, that's not necessarily true. I mean, you have Mike Trout. I mean, he doesn't seem like a bad guy. I mean, he also can't win
To a
anything.
fault. Like, wasn't he the commissioner of that league that Tommy Pham, like, beat up Jock Peterson over? Like, makes him sound kind of like an asshole to me, honestly. Like, he just didn't give a shit about the league.
Well, I mean, who wouldn't like to see 2 teams just get in a fight over, or like two,
They're friends.
Or like two GMs get in a fight, over their 2 teams or whatever.
But they're
like,
not. It's a fantasy league.
So why don't we see 2 real GMs get in a boxing ring and fight each other?
That should happen.
That's how they should bring tiebreakers. That's how they should bring tiebreakers.
I don't like our odds. Craig Breslow's a fucking scrawny nerd, like from Yale. Like the fact that like he like pitched for the Boston Red Sox before, like it almost sounds like a fucking afterthought.
or do live ABs. Boom.
Do live ABs. Yeah.
There you go. We got Breslow. I think we're winning. I think we're good.
Have him pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get on him out, Craig. Can Veritek be our starting catcher? Like, actually, like, can we do that?
What was that face?
Question. Do we think Veritek at his age would still be better defensively than Connor Wong? Because I have
absolutely, without a doubt.
Don't get him started on this. Connor Wong is like this has been going on since like May of last season when he was streaming. He realized, wow,
Connor Wong is terrible.
Up a lot.
Connor Wong is like maybe the worst defensive catcher I've ever had the misfortune of watching in my entire life. He's so fucking bad at it. Like, and I'm glad that like I was the one on the ground floor, like in the trenches, day one, pushing the agenda. This guy cannot fucking defend, because like everyone else was telling me I was crazy. They were gaslighting the shit out of me. Like, actually, no, dude, it's fine. He's okay back there. Yeah, he's got a good arm, which wasn't even true last year.
He has a good arm. Don't give me that.
60th percentile. Give me a fucking break.
-13 blocks above average. -7 in framing.
One of the worst framers in the league. One of the worst blockers in the league.
You're just saying numbers at me.
He went from
doesn't mean anything.
He went from 92nd percentile and caught stealers above average to 58th percentile. Like,
dude, it's
a fall. It was a fall.
So what's the average? We don't know what the outlier is yet.
I was saying he was.
Well, it's 50th out of 100 percentile points, Edward. I think 50 is the fucking percentile. Average.
He had 0. He was at 0.
No, I meant
Zero
of his 2 seasons, not of.
Oh, the average of the 2 seasons, what, 92
Yeah, the
plus.
average of the rate of his 2 seasons, not.
It'd probably be 70. But if you average between the 58
Okay,
and 90,
so
the
that-
mean
But
is
that's
like 70.
percentiles, though.
If
That's
the mean is
percentiles, yes.
that's a lot better then.
What about his
Yeah, well, it's-
do that with his blocking and his framing?
But that's,
Yeah, no, his
that's
other
like
stuff sucks. I'm not going to argue that.
Blocking.
Oh no, it does. But I think that's an issue though, because the Red Sox value framing. Like that, they really like, and that's an issue.
That's why they
Every
like
team
Luis
that has a brain
Arraez.
values framing. Everyone
Well,
kept
that
saying,
too, but like,
dude, in the World Series, everyone kept saying, wow, this is rigged for the Yankees. When no, they just have 2 of the best framing catchers in the league. And like they just kept stealing strikes because like that's the
That's
value
what
you get.
framing means.
And yeah, like Red Sox fans were the ones saying that, and the reason they're confused is because we haven't had a guy who can frame in like a fucking half decade. Like it's
Yeah,
could
Reese
Reese
Vasquez-
McGuire could at the bottom of the zone.
whoa,
wasn't that
he
good.
could he
No,
could
McGuire-
frame at the bottom of the strike zone, and
Yeah, he knows a thing or two about the bottom of the strike zone, if you know what I mean.
I don't give a shit that that's all McGuire could do, though. He couldn't hit anymore.
Yes. No. Oh, but the other issue too is who would have been the backup catcher. Because at that time too, Gasper still might have been in like Double A at
Dude,
that point,
I
right?
might have to fucking
Kind
suit
of
up.
him.
I genuinely might have to suit up for backup catcher of the Boston Red Sox. I'm 6'3". I'm a big body. I could probably block some balls. Don't ask me to catch anything, but
Oh
You
no,
ever
I
see
was
that,
the opposite. As a
that
catcher,
X-Men
I was.
movie? I just
kicking
imagine you like sitting there, like, and it just bounces off of you.
yes, I'm big body.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble picturing.
Like, dude,
Long
catching in
tail.
this team has been a problem.
Someone needs to make like a terrible like Photoshop of like Hogdale's face on Connor Wong, but it's Connor Wong actually blocking the ball for once in his life.
Image not found, not possible. Like I said, you're gonna browse through the archives, like, man, not even once. I mean, dude,
The AI is going to be obvious.
dude, every game last year, Connor Wong let like bare minimum 3 balls get past him. Like every game, like
Hey,
without
Sandy
fucking fail.
Leon's still kicking around. If you know they need a catcher, he's still kicking around.
Who?
Sandy Leon.
I'm sure he is.
Some people like
he is.
in
He's
like
playing AAA.
like in the Arenado trade talks, have talked about like including like that Cardinals
Ivan Herrera.
Yeah, Ivan Herrera, which like that's interesting to me. I would not fucking trade Cassis in
Yeah.
that deal for him. But if
I
you can
wouldn't
figure that
either.
out in a different way with other pieces, which you should be able to, the Red Sox have like the best farm system in America. At least when fucking of the opinion of people who actually know things, they say that. Like maybe if you ask like fucking MLB Pipeline or some shit, they're like 7th through 11th. Meanwhile, like Yankee prospects are still fucking the most overrated pieces of garbage you've ever seen year in year out. But that's fucking beside the point.
I don't know.
That is-
Luis
that
Gil
is
was
true,
pretty good this year.
Who
But yeah, after
Luis
like
Gil?
5 years of like
stinks?
you know.
Gonna blow his elbow out this year.
I think they should trade him to the Astros. Doesn't he seem more like an Astros pitcher to you, the Yankees pitcher?
In a way that like he's a homegrown talent that got developed. Yes, I do agree. He seems more like an Astros pitcher because
Yes.
the Yankees don't develop that many like aces.
Jason Dominguez is and Jason Dominguez is turning into the most Yankees prospect ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's so funny.
The Martian.
This is like if he wins like Rookie of the Year, it's gonna be like when Ben Simmons won Rookie of the Year.
Dude, they said he was gonna be like fucking Willie Mays 2.0 when he was like
His
17.
nickname is literally the Martian.
Yes, the
And he got
Martian.
That's a
comps
cool
to
nickname.
Mickey Mantle and Mike Trout.
I remember where I was when the news broke that he tore his
And Willie
UCL.
Mays.
I'm like, well, he's gonna be Rookie of the Year in 2025. I think did I tweet that out? I might have tweeted that out. Hold on. Whatever, keep going.
It's a sick read.
No, it's that's wild. Okay, I do want to ask though, in terms of if like, because there's been a ton of talk about Casas. Like I brought this up with Jason a lot. It's like if I was just me, I would rather trade Willier than Casas. Like if it came down to it, like.
Any rational, sane person would. Yes, I
And
agree.
that's what I would think. But
Yeah.
then at the same time, it's like, but it seems like they're heavily shopping Casas, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
Willier's still.
Dude,
Have I
in
told you my
on the
conspiracy
team.
theory on this, Hogdale? Have I told you this?
you tweeted it.
Yeah. So my conspiracy theory is that this is all this elaborate plan to motivate Tristan Casas. That they didn't like him. They didn't like the extension talks where he asked for all this money and they were like, absolutely not. And they're trying to show him this is what the league thinks of you right now, Tristan. They will not trade for you.
Which, by the way,
Who's gonna
if you
pay
think
you
if you think that registers in Tristan Cassis' head.
No, it doesn't.
Like, do they not know who he is?
No,
I'm
literally
able to
doesn't
figure out
give a
who he
shit.
is, and I've heard him talk for like a combined 35 minutes over like the span of all of his interviews. Like, and I can figure out who he is better than they fucking can. Then again, this is the same organization that is still trying to get Rafael Devers to be like a rah face of the organization, talk to the media guy, and they've had him on their team since he was a literal fucking teenager. So like, clearly these guys are extremely out to lunch, out of touch, and have no idea what the personalities of their players are like.
I can't wait if they do go to arbitration with Jarren Duran, just for the fact of they're gonna have to say negative things about him, and in my brain I'm like, this is either gonna fire him up and he's gonna put up another amazing year, or it's not gonna work. But I'm hoping it's gonna work.
Justin had the best observation of this when they said Craig Breslow's going to show up in a Roger Federer cosplay to the arbitration hearing, which is like the funniest fucking statement I've heard about that. It's so good. But like you said, in terms of like the trading Willier makes more sense. I'd argue like in terms of like the depth you have in the organization, trading Jarren Duran makes more sense than trading Tristan Cassis.
That's what I was saying at the beginning of the offseason.
Yes.
Like, it's like, that's obvious. And like, listen, they're not going to trade Duran because that's Cora's guy. You know, Cora has identified, this is my guy, this is my clubhouse leader.
David Hamilton's his guy.
You know, it's like the meme of Peter Griffin running away from the plane. Don't ask why Jarren Duran missed 2 games last year. It's the worst thing I could have ever done is Google that. Like, that's like literally that. Like, meanwhile, Tristan Cassis is just sitting here vibing. You know, he loves talking to the media. Is literally primed to be a front-facing leader of the team.
Media.
Yeah.
Like,
He is the media. He's doing interviews.
the media.
Dude, I've been saying this because I had a good conversation about this, about like what makes leadership in Major League Baseball. And it's just winning. Like, when you win, leaders are created. Tristan Cassis will be considered like one of the preeminent leaders in the clubhouse by the end of this season because they're going to be a winning team. Like, especially with these young guys coming up. Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, Kristen Campbell all love this guy. Like, they look at him like he's a fucking big brother figure. Like, they think like the way he approaches work is amazing. The way he approaches the game is amazing. He's going to be Cassis. That's why bold prediction. By the end of the year, there'll be like multiple articles about how great of a leader he is. Like, that's what I'll say. Like, with all the bullshit about him now.
Yeah, well, everyone's talking about a leader, and they bring in Bueller, and like, oh, that guy's your leader, and it's like,
it's a pitcher.
Yeah, well, it makes sense now. He's a veteran, and he's won. Like, I mean,
I like Bueller.
Like, I like him too. I'm not saying I'm not being like negative towards him, but like everyone's asking for like a leader of the team, and like. I mean, we had the year where Kike was the leader. The public.
Give me a fucking
He's
break.
not fit for leadership, unfortunately.
Oh,
He's a
no.
support piece.
Oh no, it's but like it's like at the point too where it's like it would be nice to kind of have on the position player side, like a guy like step out and be like, I would think it would be Trevor Story, but then again, he's gonna stay on the field, right? And that goes kind of to the whole story of Trevor. That's the whole story.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Within the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Can I just say, there's, you guys want to know an unfun fact that like I sometimes like wake up and have cold sweats about is 2 years ago, Kike Hernandez played 90 games at shortstop for the Boston Red Sox. Like, that's
And
a real
he never
stat.
got better.
Like, that's a
He never
real
got
stat.
better.
Like, dude, and like that. I mean, you could argue that sank the season because like you just absolutely not. He was fucking abysmal that year.
Wasn't there talk too about he's gotten better as the years gone on, and it's like, what do you mean
No,
he's
that he
gotten
got worse.
better?
Sorry, I thought
It's-
you said
well-
talk to and got distracted.
I did too.
Oh God!
I almost said it too,
I
and
feel
then,
like
and then I'm like, that's so weird.
That could be. Why do I feel like that could be a shirt Jarren Duran would wear?
I'm gonna find a way to post that reel. I'm gonna try to find that once this episode is posted.
God.
Oh god, that's so fucking
that's
funny.
No, there was talk about the fact that he got better, and it was like, well, he went maybe from like the worst shortstop to being closer to the second worst, but he was still the worst.
No, that was the David Hamilton conversation literally this
Like that
season
too.
for like
Yeah, it's like, oh, he's gotten better. It's like he should still be playing second base, like that. And I don't know what they do with David Hamilton. Like, he's just such a weird case to me because it's like he hits left-handed. Like, he can only play really second base. Maybe they're going to play him some outfield, but, like, it doesn't really help because
Hamilton like is just like a very nice bench piece. And like I wouldn't be
Yeah.
shocked at all if he does get involved in as part of like a wider move. But like I like him. He's a useful part of this team.
Yeah.
Great base stealer. Like one of the better base stealers in the entire league. Wow, that was a bad voice crack. But like I like David Hamilton, but it's like in terms of like actual playing time, I mean, get in line.
Can we get a Red Sox guy like steal like 50 bases, please? Like, when's the last time that's happened? Like, it's got to be
Ellsbury,
right?
still
I say
second.
it would have been Ellsbury, yeah.
Like, I don't remember the last the Red Sox have had guys who have been good at stealing bases, but they haven't had like a prolific base stealer. And I feel like they have
would say
guys
Ellsbury
who
was
could...
a prolific base stealer for his time. He was one of the best guys.
Dude, Hamilton.
Yeah, but like since
Hamilton, if you stretched his season to 160 games, he would have stole, I think, 60 or 70 bases.
But the issue is he's got to play and get on base. And, like, that's...
Got to get on base.
Like,
no, but what I like, though, about the Red Sox last year, especially how they approached offense, is that the team was way more dynamic on the bases. Obviously, Jarren Duran, Romy Gonzalez, underrated, amazing base runner. Really, really fast. Like, obviously, David Hamilton. The team was very aggressive. Trevor Story, when he finally was playing, like, was, aggressive on the base paths. And I liked it. It was a nice change of pace to the Red Sox that had been the last couple of years where they've kind of been sluggish, very dumb, a very stupid team running the bases in years previous. Like, it looked like they had no fucking idea what they were doing out there. Very slow as well.
I mean, you had the 1-2 punch.
JD Martinez and Justin Turner back-to-back years, you know.
Yeah, it's just not happening.
You had the 1-2 punch earlier of Duran and Hamilton, two of the fastest guys, not even just on the team, but in the league.
And Raphael in the 9th spot, too.
Raphael in the 9th spot, too. You know, that's where... Cora's always said he wants speed on his team, and he did get speed for the amount of time. Like, when Hamilton was hot for that stretch of time, he got it. And, you know, the Red Sox were really good. I mean, this happened in June. We saw how good, you know, they can utilize those guys. It's just a matter of, can they stay hot? Like, I don't envision... can Duran have the same season he did?
No.
Hamilton... No, exactly. But he will be similar. Maybe I don't think he'll almost a 9 B WAR player. I think it was like 8.7 B WAR, but I mean people go by F WAR.
I think Duran's floor is like a 4 to 5 win player if he's playing center field.
Exactly.
Like he's tremendous defensively out there. Amazing base runner. Like I think it's a bit aggressive to think he'll have that same offensive season again in terms of just like raw hitting stats, but like
but
he can do a lot.
My point is if David what's up?
He can do a lot for you, Duran. There's like a lot. I think that he's going to be good enough that even when his speed goes down a little bit, he's still probably going to be able to hit. His power will increase.
Mm-hmm.
The batting average might go down, but I think he'll still be a useful player as long as he can stay healthy.
Yeah, my only thing is I would like to see him like play at that level defensively for more than like a full season, like for like 2 consecutive full seasons. I'm not saying I think he's gonna like fall off a cliff defensively and go back to the Duran of a couple years ago. I'm not saying that, but like just for like the being able to like totally project out is like it would be nice to see it for more than just 1 full season.
I mean, everyone has Sadon as fucking Andrew Jones 3.0, and like he has played I think a third of the games in center field so far as Duran has.
Yeah, that's true, but at the same time too, that was kind of Raphael's like calling card his entire minor league career was the defense. So like, there's also a little bit of that too. Whereas Duran, it wasn't really his like, it definitely wasn't.
The thing is, Duran was like he's always had the tools to be a great defender. He just needed the baseball sense.
That is the thing.
And like he acquired the baseball sense. I mean, he just kind of figured it out. It was really a beautiful thing, honestly, because like he was a guy where like he really didn't have an excuse not to be an excellent defender. He's big, he's obviously extremely fast, and I mean, it was his progression last year. Like his actualization into this elite baseball player was one of the most fun things to watch about last season. Like I love Jarren Duran. Like I'm excited to see him play again this year. There's basically a 0% chance he repeats last year's production, but that's okay. It's really hard to have a 9 WAR season. It doesn't happen.
Okay, Hogdale, I got a question for you, though. What if he does, or what if he gets close?
I mean, if he gets close, then, like,
what does that
understand,
mean?
like, people...
What are the repercussions of this?
I mean, like, if he had, like, even a 7 or an 8 WAR season next year, like, I think, like, talks of, like, an extension, like, I think you do need to, like, try to get him extended and get, like, 1 or 2 free agent years added on there. Like, if he could do it again. But, it'd be interesting. It definitely would throw a wrench into things in terms of, like, the Red Sox plans in a positive way. Because, like, right now, I'm pretty sure, like, their plan with Duran is, well, we think his game won't age well, so we're going to jerk him around in arbitration and basically just let all of his years, pan out. And, like, we're okay with letting him walk because we think he'll be washed by the time he's 31. But, I don't know, man. If he's that good again, Makes things interesting.
The interesting thing too with him is like it starts like the outfield becomes interesting because you obviously have Roman Anthony and Christian Campbell potentially could end up in the outfield. You obviously still have Willier. You have Rafaela, although he can move around. Yoshida, we'll see what that looks like and how much he plays the outfield. So
He won't.
Ref Snyder, well, probably. Well, you
No,
never know.
let me get on this. Because these quotes from the fucking Fenway Fest, I'm sorry, fucking spare me. Shut the fuck up. Every one of you. Like, fucking, Alex Cora, love you. Shut the fuck, stop. You hate the kind of baseball
I can see him
player
playing
is.
25 to 30 games.
No, I can't.
Why are they bringing it up now?
They hate him. They
Why did
hate
they
this
change the narrative
motherfucker as a
now?
player so much. Why'd they bring it up? Because they want to find some fucking idiot team and dupe them into trading for him. What do you mean, why'd they bring it up?
Cardinals. It's not going to be the Cardinals. That's
That's clearly not going to be the Cardinals. Heim knows who he is. Well, yeah, they're trying to fucking artificially boost his trade value. But, like, actually, guys, I know, like, with every bit of our actions, we show that we think we fucking hate this guy and we think that, like, he should stub his toe every day because he sucks that bad. But, like, actually, secretly, he was good this whole time. Like, shut up. It's ridiculous. It's insulting to my intelligence to hear these fucking
You guys
quotes.
remember the WBC? Like, that's the guy
I
you're
still
going to
like
get.
Moss is bad. I hate to say this to you guys. I actually still really like
That's
his
never
bat.
been the problem. That's
If he was
never
right
been the
on
issue.
He wouldn't be having
They
this
traded-
He's never been
conversation.
caught stealing either.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
But that's never been the issue. The issue isn't that he's bad. It's that the Red Sox fucking hate him.
Yep.
What if they used him as a part-time DH? What are you talking about? Like, what are we
He
doing
was used as a
here?
half-tool player last year.
Exactly. He's not even a one-tool. He's a half a tool. That's how they used him. I was screaming about it at the time. What are you doing? You're going to completely torpedo his trade value. And what do you fucking know? They torpedoed his trade value.
I had Jason and I did bold predictions before last season. Remember my bold prediction, Jason? It didn't work out
Yoshida
well.
was gonna win
The batting title. And it was like boldest of the bold predictions, right? Like I wasn't expecting it to happen, but like you gotta
still win a batting title. Would it surprise you if he ends up being like a Luis Arraez, but with more strikeouts and more power?
Singles merchant.
No, more power
he
and
probably
less
have
average.
more power.
Okay, with more power, then he's a worthwhile player. I mean, if he's Luis Arraez, then you get him out of my face.
Yeah, Luis Arraez also.
But we are
can't play
I love Luis
defensively.
Arraez. I think that he's a future Hall of Famer. He's the modern
At
day
what-
Rod
not
Carew.
in
You guys
baseball.
hate him so much.
Not in the
I'm here
modern
for how
era.
much you hate him.
No, because it doesn't. Have any kind of power. Be able to
I
hit
think
a
he could
long
be
single, let alone a double. He can't even hit a
He's
fucking
had
long
30
single.
He's had 30 doubles in a season before. Like you're acting
He
like
could
he's
be
net-
useful
you're
on
acting-
the right team.
You're acting like he has Jason Tyner's power.
Last year, he definitely did.
Yeah, well, yes, because he was playing with one hand last year. He had no thumb.
Yeah, and Vaughn Grissom fucking
And his
lost 80
shoulder.
pounds. Sometimes I just don't care. Stop making excuses.
Yeah, but he still won a batting title even with the injury. So
Oh,
fuck you.
batting title. Oh, dude.
Yeah, his third in a row.
Damn, dude, he's a better hitter than Aaron Judge. I mean,
And he led the league in
how many
hits,
batting
too.
titles does
He
Aaron
led the
Judge
league
have?
in 2024 in hits with 200.
How many batting titles does Big Poppy have, man? I mean, 0? Dude, that guy's a bum. That guy fucking sucked. Not an elite hitter.
Wasn't Bogarts close in 22?
But, he didn't get there all the way, though. So, I mean, how good is he?
Did you know that in his career, Luis Arraez has walked more than he's struck out?
Yeah.
Has
No, Arraez is
he's
an
struck out
interesting one.
194 times and he's walked
That is-
196 times.
He is such a funny player because that's so.
He
Because he
is.
doesn't walk like ever.
No.
Like, he doesn't
He just
walk.
gets a lot of
and
hits.
He does he doesn't strike. He just gets singles. Like he gets
Yes.
He hit, okay, hang on. He hit 32 doubles this year. He hit 30 the year before that. He hit 30. He's good for 30 doubles a season, that's not nothing.
Luis Arraez is a fascinating player to me because there
But he
really is no one else like
provides
him.
Nothing else, though. He provides nothing else. Like
But
no
he does it
about
better than
400
anyone
base
else.
OPS
He has
below
the
800.
best hit tool in the league, and your hit tool is the most important tool.
But what's a hit
but,
tool
like-
without any power?
Three consecutive batting titles.
Again,
it's-
what has that contributed to any kind of winning? Like it hasn't.
According to his WAR, well, he's had a 4.9 wins above replacement. The year before that, he had a 4.2.
He had a 1 last year, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, and he still won a batting title with a 1 because he was playing again on one thumb.
Like
he did this one-handed. He won a batting title one-handed.
I'm happy. I mean, good for him. I'm glad he was able to squib out a bunch of base hits to shallow right and left field. Like, I'm very happy for him. In terms of, like, actual the elite of the elite hitters, he's not a top, 30 hitter in the league. He's just not.
My only issue with him is he literally, sucks defensively. More than anything.
He's better. I've seen people saying that Devers sucks defensively. He's not, just because he's not elite.
Wow.
The issue is not his range. He doesn't have any range.
Well, Arraez can't, the thing with Arraez is, it's stick him the Marlins stuck him at second base. Terrible decision. Because that was when they had Garrett Cooper.
Second baseman too.
They had Garrett Cooper at first base, and they're like, "No, Garrett Cooper's going to play first base." And it's like, "We're going to stick Arraez at second." Terrible decision. And then the Padres, you have Cronenworth, and but now this Bogart's got to play shortstop again. That's an issue for the Padres, because then you have Arraez and Bogarts in your infield.
I have a point to put forth. Luis Arraez had the same amount of outs above average as Connor Wong, -13. That's all I'll say. That's the most searing indictment I can say.
Are infinitely more valuable than walks. They're more valuable than they will drive in a run on second base. A walk.
How many hits are more valuable than walks if he's hitting dudes in? How many RBIs did he have last year? Did he rank in the top 50 in RBI?
How did he do in runs scored?
Also, too, though, he had a ton of leadoff.
41
because
RBIs.
He's a leadoff guy.
No, you know what? Actually, now I disagree. Guy. If he's hitting leadoff, no, a single is not more valuable than a walk because who's he hitting in? Fucking nobody.
I don't know. Presumably, your number 9, number 8, number 7 hitter are getting on base sometimes.
This guy would be
Ohtani's a leadoff hitter. What?
Because he has power. Because he can hit it out of the ballpark, which Arraez can't do.
Ohtani can hit a ball from Dodger Stadium back to Japan. Okay,
but you're saying that he's not getting any RBIs because he's not
Also, because Ohtani is an elite base runner, he kind of stole 50 bases last year.
Also, too, Arraez was on the Marlins, and then yes, he did end up on the Padres, but that's not the best situation for
listen, man, Luis Arraez, stolen base rate. He's stolen 9 bags last year, man. Put respect on his name. That's in terms of elite leadoff hitters. How many did
Yoshida steal last year, though?
He hasn't been thrown out, though. 100%.
Exactly. That's the thing. Yoshida's 100% in his big league career.
Luis Arraez is literally Masataka Yoshida with a better. Luis Arraez is Masataka Yoshida, but with a better hit tool. They're the same guy.
Yeah, because he has the best hit tool in the entire league.
Compared to who?
So why can't Yoshida hit
to every other player?
I don't think that's true. If you can't hit the ball out, how good's your hit tool?
Okay, well, he led the league in hits, so that's more hits. That's not power. I'm not saying he has the best power in it. Power and hit tool are completely different things. Otherwise, you would just call them both hit tool.
I don't know, man.
I think this is how I feel on Arraez. It's if you have the right team, he can be extremely valuable. But it almost has to be a thing where I don't think he should be your leadoff hitter. If anything, he should be
the best hit tool in the league. The guy never strikes out.
You mean hear me out, hitter?
I wouldn't lead him off either. I'd have him be your number 2 or your number 3 hitter because you know that he's going to move the runners along. He's
number 6 hitter.
No, because hear me out, right? If you have a really good team, hypothetically, you have a really good team and you have a leadoff guy with some pop, right? You have your 2 hitter, then your 2, 3, 4, and then your 5. And then by the time you get to 6, your hope is you got a couple guys from the middle of your order on base that Arraez can drive in and move over.
Arraez can put the ball wherever he wants to in specific situations. Do you know how valuable that is?
He can put the ball wherever he wants to, extended to just past the first baseman and just past the third baseman. I do agree. That's a good point.
Right, but Hogdale, how frustrated were you last year when they would have a runner on second and no outs, and they couldn't get the guy over?
Oh, very frustrated. Very, very frustrated.
Yeah, you know who's going to fix that problem for you in a heartbeat? Arraez. He's going to be able to put it when you need a guy to move from one base to another base. He will get that done for you. That is way more important. How many guys can you think of that can just do that?
Not many. There's also a lot of times where I'm very frustrated, when they're down by 4 runs and they need a home run, and that could score 3 runs, and they didn't get a guy that could hit a home run there, and Luis Arraez just ain't doing that.
I would like a guy batting behind Arraez to drive him in. That is what I would like.
Yes. He's not a bad player. It's just that I think he's overhyped. Like, I don't give a shit about your hit tool. If you have no power, I don't give a shit.
You know what, Hogdale? I feel like I'm happy that I've gotten that out of you at least, because that I think is a reasonable take. The people that think that he's like just an awful player and shouldn't be in baseball infuriate me. Because he can do something.
He's a useful player.
Yeah, he can do something that most people can't do. Like
he is a one-tool player, but the one tool is better than other people's the one tool. So
I think that the hit tool is the most important.
And it's not like it's the run tool either. Like that's the thing, or even power. Like I feel like if you're gonna have a tool that's gonna be like elite, like it's better be your hit tool or your fielding.
Well, right? Let's just compare this. Would you rather have a player they suck at everything else, but they have a maxed out hit tool? So this is like they suck at everything, but they're a good fielder. They suck at everything, but they're really fast. Which one are you taking? You're taking the hit tool.
It depends on what position they play.
Hit tool 10 times out of 10.
Yeah,
because there's plenty of guys with insane power, franchise coordinator, who can't put wood on
himself. Exactly. Argument, though.
Exactly.
Patrick Bailey brings up a good argument though, on the field tool, like that.
I push back in like the Luis Arraez conversation only when it's like when people are like he's like one of the best hitters in the league, and which I'd say no, he's not. He is extremely valuable in what he does in moving runners and such. He's got an elite hit tool, but if you're not hitting for any power, like you're telling me he's a better hitter than Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, fucking Mookie Betts, Rafael Devers. I can list so many guys. Pete Alonso.
Players. They're more versatile players. They're players with.
I might be the biggest Alonso.
They don't do it as well as him.
Alonso, bare minimum, hits 40 home runs in a season. That's still. Even if everything else is going wrong, he's hitting 40.
What would you rather have, Joey Gallo or Luis Arraez? Because that's kind of what
Luis Arraez. I would have.
Yeah,
I'd rather have Luis Arraez
over Gallo also.
I don't want a guy who's hitting 180 with 25 home runs. I don't want that.
But he has good defense too. So there are two things.
Yeah, that's the thing with Gallo.
But you take the hit tool. You take the hit tool.
Probably.
And you don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, also the thing with Gallo that hurts though is because he's also played right field. If you have hypothetically, like a Brenton Doyle, although I know his bat was better this year.
Doyle's athleticism is really impressive. I like him. I think he's fun.
Yeah, he defensively insane.
He's like the poor man's Jaron Duran. That's what he is.
Dude, it really is impressive that the Yankees ruined Joey Gallo's career. Ever since he went there, his career has just completely gone down the shitter.
Because he wasn't ever that good. He was he had really good power and he was a good fielder, but his hit tool was so bad. He has, I think, the worst hit tool I've ever seen.
It's bad, but at least before, even when he was in 200 to 220, he could provide value because of his power. But as soon as he got to the Yankees, it was 160, 180, 170, 160. It's okay, this is unusable. Even with the great power, like you said, and the great defense,
And it makes no sense because you would have thought that short porch,
yeah,
you would have. You would have.
Everyone was oh, the Yankees. Oh, steal of the 2021 deadline, Joey Gallo.
That was funny.
You remember that? Oh my god.
Well, here's the thing: if Luis Arraez gets traded to the Yankees, how many home runs does he hit?
0, because he's not going to.
Dude, he was
Who
a horrendous
do they have
Yankee.
to trade?
I don't know. I mean, they could trade Jason Dominguez. Not that they would do that, but they could.
The second coming of Joe DiMaggio? No.
I like that Jason Dominguez is the exception to the rule that every Yankee prospect is 36 years old.
Jason Dominguez somehow is isn't 30 still.
No, he's been in our consciousness literally since he was a teenager, so it seems like he's been around forever, but he's only 21.
No, he's only 20. He doesn't turn 20.
Yeah, Spencer Jones is fucking 40.
Yeah. Dominguez is 21. No. It's weird. It is weird. And that's the thing too. I mean, I don't know. You guys remember the Bregman Yankees talk? That going back to Bregman for half a second. That makes sense. Also too, what are they gonna do with Jazz Chisholm?
He's gonna be the
seems
third
he's gonna play second, but
you can play him basically anywhere, and he'll be great.
Play him at third again, but to me, to me, it would just make sense to stick him at second.
I think Brendan Rodgers is a really good fit for the Yankees, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I could see them going with him. I think he's a better fit than Polanco. I think Polanco's fundamentals aren't as good as Rodgers.
Also,
they don't need him to be a world beater. They just need him to play steady defense.
I think it's funny that the Yankees have assembled the 2018 All-Star team, and they think it's gonna bring them to the fucking promised land.
How much? And a bunch of all of that is only under contract really for this year too.
Their pitching staff is very old.
That bullpen is still, other than Williams, is terrible.
No, their bullpen's good.
I mean, Holmes is. What about Weaver? Weaver was nasty.
Yeah, Weaver too. But outside of that,
go look at their numbers. Like going into the year, their bullpen was extremely shaky. But like their pitching coach Matt Blake, he can pull relievers basically out of his ass. Like they've done it consistently.
I mean, the Red Sox got Greg Weissert from them though, and believe it or not, look at Weissert's numbers. He actually had a good season.
No, like Weissert got weighed down by like a really bad low point, but like Weissert was fine. Yeah. He was a fine reliever.
He pitched his arm off right before they auctioned him.
How many innings in the majors do you think Weissert pitched last year? Without looking,
it was like 55 or 56.
No, it was like 63.
I was gonna say 60.
Yeah, it was 63. He threw more innings than Slayton.
But
between significantly more than Slayton. I was shocked to see that. He was. If we were looking at him on a different team and we just saw his numbers, we'd be like, why isn't that guy a setup guy? Why aren't they considering him a setup guy?
Slayton did miss a good chunk of time though, didn't he?
He did. He missed a month.
Yeah.
Right, wasn't it right after that Marlins series?
Did you guys listen to our interview with Slayton? The one that I did with Parker?
Oh, I listened to a little bit of it. I didn't get through it.
Give it a listen. At some point, he spends the first 10 minutes just going on about like the architecture in Copenhagen because he went there on a trip and he was just like really into it. Then he was really into the art museums there because they had all these old weapons, which he thought were super cool.
Love it. I've been on record saying, like, if we don't add any other relievers, like Justin Slayton will be the closer by the end of the season. He just will be. He has the best stuff on the bullpen.
I'll throw Luis Guerrero into the hat on that.
I like Guerrero too.
I like Guerrero a lot. I think Slayton's better.
We shit on what is it called? Winterfest? I don't know what the fuck
Fenway Fest.
Fenway Fest.
It's not even a half-ass effort. That was quarter-ass effort from the Boston Red Sox putting that event on.
Anyways. The one good quote we got was Garrett Whitlock saying, "Yeah, I'm back in the pen."
Oh yeah, that wasn't new. Like
everyone thought he was done from the starting rotation last year, and then he's like, "Nope, we're going to start."
No, they never said that he was going to start. Nobody ever said anything like that. Yeah. And Cora,
everyone knew he was going to be a bullpen this year, but like the relief at least I got was like, okay, good. They're not trying to push the envelope even more.
Which just wouldn't make sense.
That was this year. A year ago, there was still an argument over it. And remember, everybody got hurt in spring training, so he actually had to step into the role. He pitched really well the first 4 starts before he got hurt. He pitched, look it up. He pitched extremely well for them.
Yeah, it's fine. He did. He did. I think the bullpen, honestly, I know there's all the talk about adding like a Tanner Scott or whoever it might be, whether it's like Estevez or whatever, but like
Halsey,
Halsey, like the bullpen has a chance to be like really like sneaky good. Like between like I don't love Chapman, but like I mean if he pitches like he did last year, he'll be a nice addition. You're gonna have Liam Hendricks hopefully fully healthy, ready to go. You have Slayton.
We don't know. He hasn't been healthy in 2 years. We don't know what
exactly. It's a question mark, but you're hoping on that. You have Slayton, Whitlock, Guerrero. I wonder what about guys like obviously Weisert's there. They did sign Austin Adams.
I think Kelly's got a good arm. I think Kelly got tired, but I think he has a really good
Kelly's
arm.
An option. I'm still on the can Brian Mata just stay healthy because he's got
not on the 40 man.
He's not on the 40 man, but I mean
also
at some
might not
point
really
next
exist.
year.
None of us actually know.
To me, he's a complete non-factor until I actually see him actually play in the big leagues.
That's actually true.
He's not even a thought in my brain. I would actually argue the Red Sox bullpen right now is good. I think the Red Sox bullpen is good.
No,
but again, it's the same conversation as with the lineup. If you do invest a bit more money and bring in another premier arm, suddenly you have a super bullpen and you have one of the 3 best bullpens in the league. It's
right.
So just invest a little bit more money, John. Yeah, you fucking asshole.
And it's like if everyone's healthy,
do it for you.
Right. If everyone's healthy,
if they bring him in as your closer, are you going to say this is a super bullpen?
If you have a super bullpen, they might just go along the modern baseball route if we don't have a closer, and they'll just do matchups based. Which honestly, with a Slayton, Chapman, Scott, Hendricks, I don't think anyone would mind that. The problem with closer by committee in the past is that none of the guys were really good enough to be the closer, and that's why they did it by committee. If you're doing closer by committee the way the Yankees did it last year, where they're going between Luke Weaver and Tommy, was it Canely? Based on the situation, then I think that's completely fine.
But that was only because Holmes couldn't pitch the ninth anymore. That's the only reason they did that.
Yeah, but Weaver absolutely could have last year. He was fucking
They
above the
didn't know
elite of
that
the
at the time.
elite.
We only know that in retrospect. Like, at the time that it was happening,
By the time they got
Weaver did before the Yankees, he was terrible until this season.
I mean, a lot of bullpen guys are terrible up until they're not, and then like it's up to you to identify that.
But then you don't know they can close, though. They're the backup plan. They're not plan A. They're plan, like, C.
They'd made it.
or D.
I mean, they'd figured it out by the time they got into the World Series. Weaver was elite for them that entire playoff run.
You know,
in
who was
closing
an elite
situations.
closer that wasn't taken in as a closer? Koji. They didn't figure out he was the closer until July, but then they were using him in that role because he was really good at it. I think the role was important. I think that you give one guy the inning. I think that's pretty significant.
You can just have the Sid closer. I'm fine with that. I'm just saying.
You want a modern example? Matt Barnes.
Matt Barnes.
Oh,
No,
God.
Matt Barnes isn't a modern
No,
example
seriously.
at all. No, Matt, that
No,
was just
I get
it
what
was a
you're
failed
saying,
contract.
but-
It was a guy that shouldn't have gotten extended. It was, hi, I'm hearing extend someone, and being like, I don't want to extend anybody,
It
but
was
I
so
guess I'll
dumb.
extend this guy.
On a random Sunday.
Backpacks, why not?
On a random Sunday, it was like, oh, Red Sox extend Matt Barnes. I'm like, what?
Anytime Chaim had to play by the where the Boston Red Sox are stakes rules, like he messed up. That's
Yep.
where
Derek.
Yoshida comes from, where it's like we're gonna get our guy, and it wasn't like that was them flexing their financial might. Remember how much more they said they were spending on Massa than everybody else?
Yep.
They were proving a point there that we can spend. We're still the Red Sox. Boy, did that backfire!
Turns out, no, you were not.
It was stupid. It was stupid. But at the same time, you know what was smart when he did some of the like Kenley Jansen and Chris Martin and picking out two guys that are going to be a really strong back end of the pen. That was good. When he was making like those smaller scale moves like that, that was good. It was just
Renfro. Don't forget about that. That was a good
trading
one.
Renfro, because I would say that
Yes.
the problem was not
Yes.
replacing Renfro, but I think that David Hamilton, even peak Renfro, you take a Hamilton over him. He can just do more.
Also, too, like, I was behind the run for a trade from day one. The only issue I had was after the fact when they didn't really replace him, and it was Jackie Bradley Jr., and I was like, ooh, I'm like, I thought he was going to be the fourth outfielder.
I thought it was
not-
going to be Seiya Suzuki.
That's what I thought, too.
That's who I assumed that they were going to get. It just made too much sense. Like, and
They
again,
can get him now.
again though, if Yoshida was right-handed, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
No.
Yeah.
The way this team views
Well,
handedness is the most caveman
he-
fucking way in
here-
any
here-
organization can. Sucks.
So here's what they can do. They could sign Jerks and Profar, put him and Yoshida on a rope on the end, on each end of a rope, and have them both play left field and have no DH. Have that for some entertainment.
I think Profar's a good fit if you can't get Bregman, but I would rather they just get Bregman. I think that would be.
Oh, definitely.
You just
Like,
get
you
Bregman.
can go to
Profar-
Profar
I don't
and
think
figure
Profar can play
something
second
out,
base
but-
anymore.
Every
Just get
time
Bregman.
I hear like names that are not Bregman thrown out, I want to kill myself. Like when people are like, I want to bring in Ha-Sung Kim, and I'm like, I'll fight you.
No, I don't
I'll
like
fight
the
the
Kim
person who
move.
says that. It's like, no, that's Kristen Campbell's spot. Thank you very much. The
Yeah.
fuck are we like having this guy here for? Ha-Sung Kim's
Yeah.
not a bad player, but like, get the fuck out of my face. Like,
I could live with a Taylor Ward trade if they want to just get him and have him be like the latest iteration in the right-handed 30 home
I'm
run
fine with it
guy.
too.
I'm fine with it. I would have much
But
rather
Derek,
been Rooker,
Derek
that's-
told me he doesn't really fit with the Red Sox wanting a hitter. Low bat speed. You want to go into that?
Yeah, I mean, no, that wouldn't stop them from getting him, but I feel like it wouldn't make him like a primary choice, if that makes sense.
My primary
Like-
choice is Hogdale. I think he should play left field.
wow,
Are you right-handed, Hogdale?
I am right-handed.
Yeah, like you'd be perfect for them. Stick you in
I
left.
think Alan
you know?
Castro would be a great fit.
6'3", brother. I'm out here. I can do this.
Yeah, no, I think that's the right fit. I'm like waiting for you. We take like a 3-month break and you come back as Swoldale. Like you
Oh,
just like,
imagine.
you're like, and you're just like this you're like a beach bully. Like you hang out and it's like we're at the beach and you're just like kicking sand in some dirt's face and being like, haha, dweeb.
Yeah, I'll go
That's what
full.
happens.
Just go full Larry the Lobster. I'll love it.
Yeah, exactly. Can't wait.
So, I do want to ask, because I do want to get everyone's opinion on this. Who, if the Red Sox do go with a 5-man rotation, and hypothetically everyone stays healthy, that is a big if. But if everyone stays healthy, who's the odd man out?
Crawford.
Yeah, Cutter. Yes, absolutely
Cutter.
Cutter. It really.
Okay, I wanted to make sure nobody else ever. I wanted to make sure there wasn't anyone wasn't going to say any other names.
Because
I said Hogdale. Whoa! I said Hogdale.
True. Like it's the odd man out. But like I'll hear the argument that Cutter should be the one to stay in the rotation. Like because
I'm not going to make the argument.
I'll hear the argument because like Cutter is good, and I think like the idea that he's going to give up the most home runs in baseball again is like, yeah, that probably isn't going to happen. I like Giolito. Like I like Giolito a lot.
Yeah.
I like the kind of pitcher he is. I like his stuff. I think he'd be really good under Andrew Bailey. Honestly, like if they make another trade, Cutter is going to be involved in it. Like it just makes too much sense.
Yeah,
that's what I was
probably.
thinking. Because also I brought this up with Jason, like not while we like I don't think I brought it up during any of our shows, I don't think, but like you look at like the depth they have, like outside of those kind of main six, you have Criswell, Fitz, Priestert, and Dobbins all on the 40-man. You have Michael Fulmer there as well. So it's like kind of obviously Michael Fulmer's a big question mark, right?
And Winkowski too.
Well,
they sure
do. They do. You could count Winkowski in that. I don't know if he would necessarily start, but like if maybe they need 3 or 4 innings, they're willing to kind of go 3 or 4 innings, they could get maybe get that out of Winkowski. So I like, from my point of view, I'm looking at it like I feel like they have more than enough depth where they could trade Cutter. Like, obviously it would have to be the right trade, obviously, because like you got to find a team that would take Cutter and would be the right fit.
If it was in that Cardinals deal for Ivan Herrera, I mean.
My question too with the Cardinals though is like Ivan Herrera is by far their best catcher, and Wilson Contreras is not catching. I know they have Pages, and they got they have a prospect who's like getting close to the high minors who's a catcher, but like you can't really bank on that, and I don't think they have any other catchers on the 40-man. The Cardinals, so it's like
I heard they were treating him like by like Cardinals guys, like they were treating him weird at the end of last season. Like, they were treating him like how Cora was treating Cassis.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah, he didn't play a ton. Like they were playing Pages over him. Like,
I think the Red Sox should just bring him in. I think he'd be a great fit here. I think that's like, aren't we happy if Connor Wong's the number 2? And I like Narvaez, but
no, he can be the number 3 behind Narvaez.
Yeah, they can have Narvaez there too. I like Narvaez.
I want a tandem of dudes who can actually catch, and Narvaez can catch, and Herrera apparently is a good framer, so that can be our tandem. Connor Wong can go fuck off to the sun.
Connor Wong can play second base.
Or trade him to a team that needs a catcher even more badly.
Well, at the start of the season, no, because it's not a lot. Campbell's going to make the opening day roster.
Then that's Vaughn Grissom's spot. Then, and like I laugh at Vaughn Grissom.
Exactly.
The thing with Vaughn, real quick, the thing with Vaughn Grissom is I think he has the keys to the kingdom. Where unless he has like an abysmal spring training where he's either A, really bad, or B, hurt, I think it's his spot to lose again. I really do. The Red Sox, I feel like they have so much faith in him. That
they shouldn't. The Kristen Campbell's right there. They know he's better.
I think I've
been on record saying this. The only reason that Vaughn Grissom would be the opening day second baseman is that Craig Breslow is refusing to accept that he lost the Chris Sale trade, which you did. You lost the Chris Sale. It's okay.
That's the
issue. It's okay to admit that you lost the Chris Sale trade. You have Kristen Campbell. Let's not be fucking stupid.
He looked good. To be fair, he did look good at the end of last year.
Looked a lot better.
7 games.
Looked a lot better at every level.
Christian Campbell.
I think the argument for Campbell though is Campbell doesn't have to play second base. Like
they can go play left if they really want him to.
Yeah, cool and too. Like, and that's the thing. If they don't bring in like a Bregman, right? If they don't bring in anyone, if they were to go into the season with the roster they have now, I could very well see a world where maybe Christian Campbell's the opening day left fielder, Duran's in center, and Rafael is this super utility guy.
No, but
right?
Then my argument shifts to, again, no, Vaughn Grissom, that's not your spot. That's Campbell's spot, and Roman's playing left field, because why are we keeping Roman down? He has nothing to learn from away.
But then I think the situation's going to work itself out. It always does.
Yeah, it will. It will. It definitely will work itself out. But I don't think it's like totally like unreasonable like to. I don't think it's unreasonable to believe that like Christian Campbell isn't the favorite just for the fact that he can play elsewhere, and like I wouldn't be like in terms of like everyday second baseman like
Christian Campbell got votes as the best prospect anyone has ever seen in a recent poll. Like these guys,
Anthony did.
It's the versatility.
The common consensus among guys who like are scouting the Red Sox is Anthony is the better prospect. Like his floor as a prospect is higher than Campbell's is right now, but Campbell in terms of ceiling, can be better.
Yes.
Campbell's ceiling is Mookie Betts. Like, we all know that, right?
Yeah.
Like, we all realize
Except, like,
that. Like, he
he's
might not
bigger.
hit it, but like we've seen
Better.
seen this before. We've seen the exact same thing happen where a guy just rocketed through the system. The
Going
only
through
difference
3
is
levels
that
of the
Campbell was
minors.
a college player.
Oh, yeah, it's
Going
crazy.
through 3 levels of the minors, and not only that, but getting better at each level.
Destroying 3
that's
levels
not,
of the
That's
minors.
not how it works. That's
Yeah.
just not how it's
No,
supposed
it's
to
not.
work.
Well, also too, we should also add 3 levels after they've changed the minor league system as well, where you only have 4 levels. Like, that's what makes it even crazier too. Because if it was like rookie ball and like low A, high, whatever, like 3 levels, but like who cares, right?
The jump
But he
from
went
single A,
like,
the jump from high A to double A has never been harder ever. And
No.
Kristen Campbell made double A his bitch.
and then he
There's
jumps
something
up
I like
to
about
AAA
Campbell
and
too.
still
Very
looks
smart
amazing.
kid. Like his
Yeah.
girlfriend is an aeronautical engineering student at Georgia Tech.
Love
Like,
that.
he's not gonna date someone like that if he's an idiot. You know.
That's true.
That
I feel
family
like
would
that's
be
true.
making a lot of money.
Hell yeah.
That's true. But no. I don't know. Do we have anything else we want to cover specifically?
Hogdale's
'cause
stream.
We've been going.
I want to talk about Hogdale's stream. Have you
Yes.
guys listened to it yet?
I have at times.
Let's go.
Yeah,
you
Let's
better
fucking
have.
go.
You better have.
The stream is lit.
Subscribe to Hogdale. Follow the stream. Join the stream. Join the team, gentlemen.
No one is a bigger advocate for me than Ed. If I ever win an award, like that's gonna like Ed's name is probably like the first name that comes out of my mouth. Be like he was here for me since day one, ride or die. He brought me out of my shell. Ed Hand.
You're
yeah.
really you're really talented though. Like you're really good at this.
You keep reminding me.
You are
of that.
objectively good at this.
But yeah,
And
We
it
need a
is
Red
like
Sox Twitter awards. Hogdale, everything.
I'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
I'll get there eventually. I'm
the
under.
streamer of the streamer awards or
Yeah.
whatever the heck they're called. Like
I'm
like,
an underground
best
guy
sports
right
streamer.
now. You know.
The streamer awards. The
You're
Red
like one of the
Sox
really
Twitter
good
awards.
underground guys.
But yeah, dude, the stream has been fun. I mean, obviously, like lately, I've been starting to do my solo podcast again, and I've been
Just
killing 2
explain to
birds.
people what the stream is, though. Like, what is this that you're doing? Because they might not know.
Oh yeah, during the season, I stream every single Red Sox game. Like like how like announcers call a game, I do that, but on Twitch. So it basically means I can be a lot more fun because I can say fuck and shit and cunt and every other swear word that I want to say. It's really a beautiful thing. It really helps enhance the calls, and also you get to have the fun of indulging in my sharp wit. I'm gonna kill myself for saying that. But like, yeah, I mean, we have a blast, a very good, welcoming community. In the off season, I just started doing my personal podcast, Endless Ranting. I killed 2 birds with one stone because I'm streaming it now every Friday. So every Friday for an hour, I'll be streaming Endless Ranting for fun. I basically just talk about whatever the fuck I want on there. It's basically anything I feel like talking about. So it's usually Red Sox and Patriots, but it can extend to other shit. It can extend to European soccer. It can extend to hockey. I watch a lot of shit because I don't do drugs, so I get bored.
You know what you should watch?
What?
Slam Ball.
Slam
Oh
ball.
yeah, let's go. Oh
I
well, here's
love
the
Slam
issue
Ball.
though. They haven't played. There hasn't been they haven't started for season 2 of Slam Ball, or technically is it season 3 because season 1 was way back when. I don't know, but the season 2 of the new and later.
Or cliff diving.
Oh my god. Oh, that's a story. Oh lord.
I was so mad.
Jason and I were looking for stuff to watch, and somehow I came across the fact that there was a Red Bull cliff diving series, and they were having an
The
event
cliff diving
in
World Series.
Are you guys best
and it
friends
was
in real life?
Boston.
Kind of.
Like, how do you know each other? Do you know each other from podcasting, or do you know each other
Yeah.
before that?
Podcast.
And then when we're in the area, then we do stuff.
So you guys are like best buddies?
The
French fry and
bestest.
meatball?
Oh,
Best
God.
friends to the end?
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Pretty much, yeah, but in human form.
Anyways,
Talking
continue.
about baseball.
Who's Shake? I want to know. Who's the Shake of the group?
I think you're the shake in this situation. I'm Carl.
I love Carl. Carl's the fucking best character in that show, dude. He's so funny.
Aqua Teen's so good.
God. Shout out to
What's
that
that?
era.
Diving
Good
World
fortune,
Series.
Hogdale. You ever watch Samurai Jack?
A little bit. I need to watch the whole thing, though.
That, and there's I think it's Prehistoric or something like that for his new show. It's like an Adult Swim, silent, dinosaur and person show. It's like they fight stuff. It's
Love
that. It's like caveman riding a dinosaur.
What I love about Adult Swim is they always have the weirdo shit. So they have the most experimental, out there weirdo shit.
Do you remember Too Many Cooks?
I do not remember Too Many Cooks.
I'm going to send you Too Many Cooks, and you're.
I
Gonna
do
watch
remember
the
Assy
entire
McGee.
thing.
Do you remember Assy McGee?
No, Too Many Cooks was like I'll send you it. I can't believe you don't remember. Too Many Cooks is like my favorite thing.
Okay. Shout out to Assy McGee, the greatest Adult Swim show of all time, is but a talking ass who fought crime. Amazing guy.
Do you remember the Perfect Hair Forever?
I do not.
It was like an anime parody thing.
Oh,
But
God.
it was like really dumb.
I bet it was great.
Like, really dumb.
Anyways,
I was waiting for that, Jason.
Oh,
was like,
fucking, like,
Oh shit, Lenny.
yeah, oh, fucking shit, Lenny, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
that was the best part about that episode.
That was so. I have to find that so I can clip it. We had Lenny DiNardo on, and it was like near the end of it, and it was like a pretty generic episode, but it was like good. Like Lenny's great, he's very charming.
Very nice guy.
But, yeah, but we're just like the episode's dying down, and there's the silence for a split second, and then Hogdale goes, well, shit, Lenny.
Yeah, I did say that. It was awesome.
Oh my god.
It was great. Yeah, we have fun. We like to have fun here.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that's kind of like the point of it, anyways, right? You're not having fun. Like, what's the
Do you
point?
guys like check your stats and like that stuff? Like, do you like check your analytics after a few episodes are out?
Not really. No. I mean,
I feel it.
not like I don't want to say like I don't care because like the thing is like occasionally or like because like even for like the pesky report because I'm like uploading a lot of the minor league shows like
Yeah.
sometimes like I'll just see it but like
How's
don't
Pesky
really
doing?
care.
Like, where are they rating?
I have no clue. I don't really look. I do like most of the time I'm just going in, upload it, and just
spill
kinda, like,
the tea.
jump.
Have you noticed a big like culture change there? Because you're one of the few people that's left from when Hogdale and I were still on. There.
Oh yeah. I think the entire minor league show, like we have
You
a
guys
little
have
bit of
stayed
a
the
different
same. You're in a
perspective.
bubble.
Yes, we kind of are in our own bubble. I know. So, well, the thing was, and like when the stuff happened, and you know who left.
I love that there's this kind of drama and lore here.
It kind of is. Well, the thing was, when you guys left, we had to do like there was interviews done for people, and he was the one, the one whose cause ended up with the stuff that happened. He had me and Jake sit in on those interviews, and we ended up bringing in Kevin, Matt, Brian, and I think
They're
we had
good.
someone else. Well, yeah, great, right.
Yeah,
we had no
Jordan.
issues. I think there was only one person we turned down. I think, and it was just because I think we really didn't have the room, more than anything, because we didn't want to bring in too many people.
Yeah.
But I felt like there was a little bit of like a kind of just bring people on, and I was kind of trying to be like, how do they fit in though? Because I'm like, do we want to bring in someone and then just have them not do anything? Like, so it's kind of my thing. Like, I don't, but it ended up being really good. I know Matt's gotten a little bit involved in the minor league show I know he's had some connections to, like JoJo
Matt
Garcia,
is
and
really
it's-
good. I feel like there's
Yes.
like so my description of Pesky Report for people is kind of like the Saturday Night Live of Red Sox podcasts because you kind of have 3 different shows going on,
Yes.
and at its best, they work really well with a rotating cast for the weekly show and the weekend show, where you're constantly funneling in new people. Because that's how you create talent, and then you release it out into the world. It's almost like it's like summer camp for where you're learning the trade.
Yeah. Well, it's also interesting too because like you have like you get like I know like we have like a really big crew like in terms of like I know we added Jason to the crew. We added I think a couple other people.
Oh, you're on
I
Pesky
know,
now, Jason. Congrats.
Yeah,
Yes, he is.
Yeah, good for you, brother.
thank you. No,
I
I'm
I
more
think
in, like
Doink is the only
you know,
one from our time there that's still left for the weekday show.
Doink's
great.
there. Tim's been there for a little bit. Obviously.
Oh, is Tim
Tim's
still
crazy.
there? I didn't know Tim
Yeah.
was still on it.
I don't know how. I don't know what the most recent show he's done, but he's still in the group chat. He's still.
I
like,
thought he was like
Okay,
a
good deal.
producer or something for them more than anything else, which is
I
way
have
more
no
important.
clue,
The
but
more
he-
I've done this, the more I've realized like Chris Henrique is really, really valuable to be associated with Beyond the Monster, just because he does all of the Substack stuff. He does all
Yeah.
the clipping. Like, there's a lot of shit that he does that helps.
Yeah.
You need that person on staff.
Yeah, I know we Like I did a show with Katie, and Matt when we did the draft with None Other Sox Pod, which was good. Kevin, Matt, like I said, Brian, we brought them all in. I know Jordan's there. Sam's been good. I know the plan was to have them on the minor league show, but then that got changed, and the minor league crew got kept the same, and like that's a whole nother story, right? With some of those changes that ended up not happening. But it's like we do have like a very big crew, but it works really well, and I think especially during the off season, we're like really rotating people in. I know Kevin just came back because he had
I heard
surgery for something. So, but like it's working out really well, especially during the off season. And like I know like Jake was on a show. I don't think we've had Hunter on the show. I'm trying to figure out something to do with Hunter because I don't think he's done a show outside of the minor league shows throughout the off season.
That's what Hunter is though. That's like his.
Oh no, I know. That's why I'm trying to like. His stick is it's minor leagues and wrestling, so I'm like I'm gonna have to do a wrestling show. Get do something like that.
Wrestling show.
I want an episode where it's Hunter and Hogdale and Jared all in like one place because like I think Hunter and Hogdale really look up to Jared, and I think it would be like
yeah,
it would be like me meeting Nomar Garcia Parra. You know, like that's what I feel like it would be like.
I don't like. Can I just say there's a weird overlap between Red Sox fandom and wrestling fandom because like I grew up watching wrestling too. Like I'm not as much of a diehard as like a Carabas is. Like he's fucking watching every single Raw, but I still say somewhat. Yeah. I stay a little dialed in. I try to keep track of what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
I was mostly dialed in, but then I started having priorities that were more important. So.
Well, it's a commitment. I mean, like it's Raw.
Yeah, it is.
Raw and SmackDown. That's 3 hours of television each that you got to dedicate your time to.
And then also too, I was watching like NXT, which is another 2 hours on Tuesdays.
Oh, NXT was so good back in the day.
Then if you watch AEW, that's like 2 hours on 2 hours on Wednesday, 2 hours on Saturday, and it's like, and then also watching Red Sox games during the season as well, and like doing double screening, like watching, like it is a lot. And then if there's any PLEs on the weekends for WWE, chuck that in. That's another that's like 3.5 hours. It is a lot, but so I've kind of pulled back on it a little bit. But I think like this winter break, as I've like been home, I've kind of got back and just like have been watching like every single kind of, for the most part, not all the time, but it is a lot to feel. I know when I go back to school, it's gonna be like, yeah, I might watch like one show a week, and that's probably it. 'Cause I gotta have time to watch Red Sox games too, and when spring training starts and once the regular season starts, I don't want to be distracted.
Shit, Lenny.
Indubitably.
But yeah, I think that's probably a good place. I don't know. Probably a good place to wrap up. Ed and Hogdale. Anything you guys want to shout out? Now's the time.
Listen to Pod by the River.
Yep.
Check out the fucking streams, kid.
Join the stream. Join the team.
Twitch.tv/Hogdale33, motherfucker. If you aren't there, I'll find you and fucking hunt you down.
He's a killer. The face of a killer.
You're the face of a killer. Fuck me.
Wanted warrant for arrest, Hogdale.
Yeah.
Reason.
I mean, he usurped the moon,
reason.
So that's
reason. Skinned Connor Long alive. That's I would never
hashtag sad.
I'd never do that. Yeah, sad. Yeah, exclamation point. Sad.
Well, I will say we appreciate you guys joining.
Yeah.
It was very good to have you back on, Ed and Hogdale, to have you on for the first time. It was great. Jason, any final thoughts from you?
Nah, thanks for coming on. I'm gonna find that talk to a clip and post it as soon as I can.
I need to see Jaren Duran in a talk to a shirt. I need it.
My favorite, you know what my favorite thing is that podcast of the two dudes where it's talk to where it's like two dudes like swirling wine glasses around talking about the podcast Talk to. It's the fucking funniest thing I've ever seen.
It's really funny.
It's so fucking funny. Like they're like breaking it down. It's like there was a watershed moment on the most recent episode of the Talk to a podcast regarding Pookie. Yeah. Yeah, it really reminds me of the landmark Cormac McCarthy novel Blood Meridian. It brings me so much joy.
All right, there we go, folks. That's enough to end it. So, Ed and Hogdale, like I said, thanks for joining us. And for Jason, my name is Derek. Thanks for tuning in to the Fenway Focus, and we will see you next time.